Their names are Skip and Gloria Fickling, so folks come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and take home an extra $100. Skip and Gloria Fickling, and you're man and wife, I understand.
Yes.
Yes, we are, Groucho.
You have any kids?
Yes, we have 2 boys, Groucho.
Skip, how did you meet Gloria?
Well, I was on vacation, Groucho, and over at Catalina Island. And I was staying at this little place. It had a little sort of a catwalk running along outside the rooms. And Gloria was climbing backwards out of a window in a 2-piece bikini bathing suit.
And what happened after that? You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Well, it all turned out all right because, well, he kind of followed me around all weekend anyway. And finally, when I went to church on Sunday morning, he sat next to me in church and held my hand all through the service, which was very touching.
He held your hand all during the service?
He really did.
Why was that? Didn't he trust you when the collection plate came around? Skip, do you have a job, or do you still spend all your time looking in hotel windows?
Well, yes, Groucho. Gloria and I are G.G. Fickling.
I beg your pardon. I must have missed something. What was that last remark?
Well, Gloria and I collaborate together on mystery detective stories under the name G.G. Fickling.
Oh. You better explain it to me, Gloria. What kind of detective stories do you write?
Well, Groucho, we have a female private detective. Her name is Honey West. And she's...
Why did you name her Honey West?
Well, we thought a long time
You writing for
about
B
the name.
Pictures?
Well, no, not yet.
Well, why?
But, well, we called her Honey West because we thought it was an appealing name. We wanted to have an appealing female private detective, and we had her voluptuous and a blue-eyed blonde. She measures 38, 22, 36.
Is that good?
Well, we thought it was
It's
kind of
adequate,
good.
huh? So why do you say, why 42 was such an arbitrary number? Why not 52 or 62?
Well, that's a good question. I think that's good you said that, Groucho. I think that...
You know, actually, I don't agree with this current theory that the public is only interested in freak, voluptuous figures. A number of our most popular actresses have proved that talent is a lot more important. You don't have to be a great big monster in order to be a success. Look at me. I'm a success. You know what my dimensions are? 21, 46, 46. Skip, are your detective stories successful?
Well, we think so, Groucho. We now have 4 published novels, and they've sold over 1 million copies. And we've had entrees from motion picture and television.
Well, you must be cleaning up at 50 cents a copy of a ready-made over, let's see, 53, 98, 153. You must have made close to $500,000. Is this right?
Well, not exactly, Groucho. You see, our books only sell for 35 cents.
Yeah. 35 cents for a book about a girl whose dimensions are 38, 22, 36, is that right?
Yes.
Why, the cover alone is worth more than that. And you can imagine what you uncovered, what it must be worth. Who dreams up the miters? Do you do it?
Skip does.
Yeah. He looks rather kindly, I guess. If you don't know him, you'd think he was just an innocent man.
Very kind.
Have you ever killed anybody yourself?
Not yet, Groucho.
Well, why are you casing her?
I was just wondering.
Well, we collaborate, you know. That gets kind of rough once in a while.
Yes, what's the best way to kill somebody? I only asked because I have somebody in mind.
Well, I guess...
Cyanide?
Oh, gas or
It probably
poison
depends
or...
on the individual, don't you think?
I suppose just running them over with a truck is just the old-fashioned method, you know, is good.
Yeah. Then you got to pay for the gas, though. Now, you don't have to use the high octane, though. You can use this regular gas. Tell us about your latest book. What is it about?
Well,
Is it about anything?
Yes, it's actually it's called Honey in the Flesh.
Honey in the Horn, I remember. Honey in the Flesh, I don't recall.
Well, it's about murder in an international beauty pageant, and the secondary story is kind of interesting. It's a beatnik theme.
And I wish you a lot of luck with your detective stories, and I wish you a lot of luck now in the quiz. You selected professions of famous people. I'm going to ask you, have you met Mr. Fenneman?
No, we haven't.
He's writing a book called Inside China. He's collaborating with John Gunther. All right, are you ready? If you miss two in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row, you win $1,000. When did your book come out, George?
My book?
The book on China.
Oh, It'll be a while.
You see, he's got some stuff he has to put in about Tibet. He's going to call it, and so Tibet. Now,
Oh, that could be a big seller.
yes, it will. Well, he has a big cellar at home. That's where he keeps his food. All right, now, what was David Belasco's profession? David Belasco, what was his profession?
In the theater business.
He was a theatrical producer and dramatist and wore his collar upside down. I don't know who he was trying to fool. Are you ready?
You now have one right.
What was Maurice Ravel's profession?
Was it music?
Yes, he was a composer.
You now have two right. Get the next two right, and you'll have $1,000.
What was Samuel Langhorne Clemens' profession?
He was a writer.
That's right.
You're almost there. You have three right. Get the next one right, and you'll have $1,000.
What was James J. Jeffries' profession?
He was a fighter.
He's probably the greatest heavyweight ever.
Oh, there we go.
4 in a row, and you win $1,000.
Why, it was nothing at all. It's a pleasure, huh?
I was going to say that perhaps you know that you can keep your $1,000, or you can come back later and perhaps try for $10,000. Groucho, Phyllis Warren, and Ronnie Shell are waiting to talk to you. So, folks, come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's something you find around the house. This is something I'd like to find around my house. Phyllis Warren and Ronnie Shell, huh? Phyllis, are you married?
No.
No, that's good. Ronnie, what about you?
No, I'm not, Mr.
You're
Marx.
not. Have you looked at her yet?
Yes, I have.
You make a nice-looking couple, and I see no reason in the world why you two shouldn't get married. And I see plenty of reasons why you should. Ronnie, how old are you?
I'm 27, Groucho, just
27.
2 weeks ago.
And you, Phyllis?
23.
23. Huh? Perfect match. Where are you from, Ronnie?
I'm from Richmond, California.
Richmond? I thought that was in Virginia or West Virginia.
We have a small town up in Northern
Subsidiary
California.
Richmond, huh? Where are you from, Phyllis?
I'm from Barnesdale, Oklahoma.
Do you have a job, Phyllis?
Yes, I do, Groucho. I work for an engineering company.
You work for an engineering company?
Yes.
Well, what do you do there? It's kind of a strange job for a pretty young girl, isn't
Oh, well, I'm a stripper.
it? What'd you say?
Well, you see, I work in technical printing, and I strip out the misspelled words, and I strip in the new words. That's all.
Well, I'm terribly disappointed in what you just said. And this is all you do in this. Do they have other girls there in that same vocation?
Oh, yes, we have about 3 strippers.
I must come and drop in there sometime. Is it near here?
Yes, I work on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Oh, well, I'll find it. Now, what kind of a job do you have, Ronnie?
I'm a comedian, Groucho.
You're a comedian. Never in the course of human events have so many comedians got so few laughs from such a big audience. Are you a TV comedian, Ronnie?
No, Groucho, I've never done
Radio
TV.
comedian?
No, I've never done radio.
Stage comedian?
Very little, no.
Do you ever work the gambling hells in Vegas?
I haven't had the pleasure as yet. I'm just...
Well, where do you work? At PTA meetings?
Well, no, actually, I work these little out-of-the-way, off-beat places like the Purple Onion in San Francisco and some
Doesn't
of the
that
clubs.
hurt your eyes working in there?
No.
You work in out-of-the-way nightclubs, huh? Well, what kind of customers patronize this type of flip joint?
Well, actually, we have all types of people. I think primarily in San Francisco at the Purple Onion, we have these beatniks from the Beat generation.
Well, what is a beatnik?
Well, my definition of a beatnik would be a fellow on the bottom looking down.
Are you a beatnik, Ronnie?
No, Groucho, I'm not myself, but I know quite a lot about them because I used to have this little laundry truck route up in the North Beach area of San Francisco, and some of them were my customers, so I got to know quite a few of them.
I didn't know the beatniks used any laundry. What do they do for a living, these beatniks? How do they make out, you know, that they have enough money at night to go to these places?
They do as little as possible, actually. They're nonconformists, actually, and some people like to drink, they don't drink, and some people have cars, they don't have any cars.
That's really not the beat generation, that's the deadbeat generation. Aren't they supposed to be sort of the long-haired, egghead crowd, poets and students and philosophers?
Well, yes, there's about, I would say 200 of them in this North Beach area, and I'd say 13 or 14 of them have real talent. The rest of them just...
Now, don't they dress rather peculiarly?
Yes, they do.
Well, why is this?
Well, they're nonconformists. The normal people, we dress fairly nice.
Well, don't look at me.
Well...
I've been wearing this jacket for 11 years.
And they run around, some of the guys run around with beards and sandals, wear sandals, and the girls run around in black leotards. And
Now, what is a leotard?
it's a black stocking, actually tight,
Yeah.
that goes all the way up.
It's like ballerinas wear, except they wear shoes with it, you know, instead of
How do you know? You haven't been these places, have you?
Well, I do wear black stockings sometimes, but I just like them, and a lot of girls do.
A lot of girls like black stockings? But what is there about black stockings that's, well, more interesting than just regular nylons?
Well, they're warmer.
You don't wear them because they're warm.
Well, they look more colorful.
You don't have to clean them as often.
He's worried about his laundry.
That could kill your laundry business, couldn't it? But they have their own vernacular, these beatniks, don't they? Their
Yes,
own
they do.
language?
They do.
Well, I don't understand. How do they talk? I mean, do you know how to talk beatnik?
I know most of the words that they...
Well, could you tell us a joke using beatnik language, like you do in the Purple Onion?
Let's see. Well, now, these two cats were in this 12-story...
Cats, wait a minute. Fenneman. Don't tell us about a cat. You can learn something, George. Stay right here. It's Mr. and Mrs. Beatnik. Have you met them?
How do you do?
All right, go ahead with it.
And
Start it again so he knows what you're talking
Okay.
about.
These two cats were in this 12-story pad, you see, on the top of the 12-story pad, and one of them, like, makes the scene out the window down 12 stories, see? So immediately the other cat calls the fuzz.
What's that?
Fuzz.
The other cat calls the fuzz?
Mr. Fenneman will explain it to you.
What is the fuzz, George?
The police.
Right.
Really?
Man, I know. I know.
Boy, he's a way out, isn't he? And he's going to be out even further before this is over. He calls the fuzz. What is the origin of this? Why do they call
I don't know the origin.
the police the fuzz?
I don't know. I don't know, Groucho.
Go ahead.
Just know the joke. So,
You haven't told it all yet.
no, there's a big punchline coming up here real soon.
How soon? Could you give us an appraisal?
Just about a minute. He's made the scene out the 12-story pad. So he calls the fuzz. The fuzz comes up, and as soon as he finds out what has happened, he says to this cat, the remaining cat, he says, "Man, like, I see what happened, but man, like, you should have stopped him." And the remaining cat says, "I'm hip, man, but like I thought he could make it."
I don't know. Maybe I didn't get enough rest last night. Well, there must be more to it than that, isn't there? That's the whole thing? Now, could you tell us that same joke in beatnik?
That was beating.
Oh, that was beatnik.
beatnik.
Oh, then you can go, George.
Thank you.
Well, this has all been very interesting, but we're getting nowhere with your romance. Now, Phyllis, do you think you'd be a good wife? Do you like to cook and sew and do housework and rock the cradle?
Well, I like to cook. I don't care for housework too much.
What about rocking the cradle?
Well, if I had something in the cradle, I suppose I wouldn't mind rocking it.
Well, you could put a cat in there, couldn't you? Fenneman, we're talking about cats again. Well, why don't you like doing housework, Phyllis?
Well, I just feel that if a girl keeps her house too tied in and too meticulous and everything, that she neglects her husband. She doesn't have time for him.
I don't understand this logic. Could you elaborate a little on this?
Well, I don't know, but I usually find that girls that are too fussy about their house and everything usually keep their husband unhappy and everything. I think girls that are kind of messy or keep their husband a little happier.
Well, this is certainly a new approach to marriage. I never heard that before. If a dirty house means your wife loves you, the world must be full of great love affairs. Well, you're a nice young couple with some real original ideas about life and cats. And I think you both should settle down and never get married. Now, let's play You Bet Your Life. You're going to play song puzzles. We're going to show you a cartoon illustrating a familiar song. You figure out the title of the song. You get 4 in a row right, and you win $1,000. You miss 2 in a row, and that's it. Now, George, hold up the first one.
All right.
You know what song that is? It's a very well-known song.
Yes. An example?
Give us the name of the song.
Yes, Time on My Hands.
That's right, Time on My Hands. Now, this next one...
You have one right, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, T for 2.
T for 2.
You now have 2 right.
That's right.
Right.
Now, right. Yes, hang up the next one. What is this? Now, talk it over, you know, you're partners.
Eyes, I only have
The
eyes.
girl hanging on the mother's skirt, crying while a small boy paints eyes on a picket fence.
Eyes,
It's a very dirty house. Take a guess.
I only have eyes for you.
No, it's Ma, he's making eyes at me.
You have one wrong now. Don't get this next one wrong, and the game is over for you. Ready?
Yeah. You know this? This is a man in a rowboat sticking a yardstick into the water.
How deep is the ocean?
You're absolutely right, yes.
And you have one right now.
You'd make a great auctioneer, George. I like the way you handle those.
Like the work I'm doing here?
This, what is it?
You turn the tables on me?
That's right. You turn the tables on me.
You now have 2 right.
You're darn right. Much better, too. Now, this is the word table, and that's the secret word, so you and Phyllis split $100. Give... Oh, I'll give it.
You want it?
Where does this duck get all this money from? All right, put up another one.
Well, we have 2 right now,
Yes,
and here is your next chance.
Yes. This is a very old bearded cowboy chasing a cow.
I'm an old, I'm an old cow hand.
That's right.
Is that it?
You said
Say
it.
it.
I'm an old cow hand.
There, you now have 3 right.
Now, what is this one?
Sunshine and, let's see, eggs.
This is a frying pan with 2 fried eggs on it. Through the window, the sun is shining.
Through the window, the sun
What a poet I would have made.
Eggs.
Frying pan with 2 fried eggs on it. Through the window, the sun is shining. The bell is tolled. You must keep your sunny side up. All right, put it up.
Got the world on the street.
Yes, tell me.
Got the world on the street.
You have.
You now have one
certainly
right.
have, yes. That's true. This is
Devil, Deep Blue Sea.
Devil in the Deep Blue Sea is right.
You have 2 right.
You have 2 right.
1, 2, 3, I love you. I love you.
3 little words. I love you.
3, tell him.
3 little words. I love you.
That's right. 3 little words.
You now have 3 right. Ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
Of course, that could be whistle while you work, but that isn't it.
What did you just say?
Whistle while you work. That was just a guess.
Give him the money.
Whistle while you work. He's right.
So you get yourself $1,000.
Now, you've won $1,000. Now, you can keep it and quit, or else you can come back at the end of the show and try to double your money. You may even get a chance at $5,000 or even $10,000. So go over there and sit down and think it over and discuss it with Phyllis, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Professor.
And you're very welcome. George, is anyone going to try for the $10,000 tonight?
Yes, I think so. Skip and Gloria Fickling, would you come out and give Groucho your decision, please, right now?
What are you going to do? You're going to go for the big money?
Well,
You don't have to. Don't be
we
embarrassed.
decided not to, Groucho, because our youngest boy has just undergone major surgery, and we decided the 1,000 will come in very handy to pay off some bills.
I'm sorry, but I'm glad you won the money, and
Thank
give my
you.
love. Huh?
Thank you again.
Goodbye, Mr. Fickling.
Thank you,
Mr.
George.
Fickling sees it through.
Groucho, here are Ronnie Shell and Phyllis Warren back to tell you their decision on the big money tonight.
Well, you've won $1,000 so far. If you decide to try for the big money and you fail, You wind up with a total of 500. Now, what are you going to do?
We've decided to take a chance.
You're going for the big money. Now, you know you get to pick two numbers. Go ahead and pick the first number for $10,000. I'll explain it as we go along. 8. Now, put an 8 up here. This is for $10,000. Now, you're going to pick a number for $5,000.
Okay, 1.
1. Now, if your second number comes up, the question is worth 5. If any other number comes up, the question is worth 2,000. Okay?
Right.
You ready? One of you give it a spin.
Go ahead.
Your numbers were 1 and 8, and it landed on 10, so this question is worth $2,000. You ready? Everybody knows Home Sweet Home. It was written by an American exile in North Africa over 100 years ago. For $2,000, who wrote Home Sweet Home? Talk it over. Who wrote Home Sweet Home? What's the answer?
Take a chance on the one you said.
Say
Or
something.
did you have one?
I'm sorry, we
Strauss?
can't. No, it was John Howard Payne. Very well. According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, John Howard Payne. I'm sorry you missed it, so you wind up with $500. You won the secret word, too, huh? So you get 600. That's 300 apiece. That's not too bad for a beatnik, is it?
Not too bad.
Thanks for being on the show. You
Thank
bet
you
your
very
luck.
much, Groucho.
See you later.
Their names are Skip and Gloria Fickling, so folks come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and take home an extra $100. Skip and Gloria Fickling, and you're man and wife, I understand.
Yes.
Yes, we are, Groucho.
You have any kids?
Yes, we have 2 boys, Groucho.
Skip, how did you meet Gloria?
Well, I was on vacation, Groucho, and over at Catalina Island. And I was staying at this little place. It had a little sort of a catwalk running along outside the rooms. And Gloria was climbing backwards out of a window in a 2-piece bikini bathing suit.
And what happened after that? You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Well, it all turned out all right because, well, he kind of followed me around all weekend anyway. And finally, when I went to church on Sunday morning, he sat next to me in church and held my hand all through the service, which was very touching.
He held your hand all during the service?
He really did.
Why was that? Didn't he trust you when the collection plate came around? Skip, do you have a job, or do you still spend all your time looking in hotel windows?
Well, yes, Groucho. Gloria and I are G.G. Fickling.
I beg your pardon. I must have missed something. What was that last remark?
Well, Gloria and I collaborate together on mystery detective stories under the name G.G. Fickling.
Oh. You better explain it to me, Gloria. What kind of detective stories do you write?
Well, Groucho, we have a female private detective. Her name is Honey West. And she's...
Why did you name her Honey West?
Well, we thought a long
You
time
writing for
about
B
the name-
pictures?
Well, no, not yet.
Why?
But, well, we called her Honey West because we thought it was an appealing name. We wanted to have an appealing female
Right.
private detective, and we had her voluptuous and a blue-eyed blonde. She measures 38, 22, 36.
Is that good?
Well, we thought it was
It's
kind of
adequate,
good
huh?
because-
So why do you say, why 42 was such an arbitrary number? Why not 52 or 62?
Well, that's a good question. I think that's good you said that, Groucho. I think that...
You know, actually, I don't agree with this current theory that the public